Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is Ness. For today, I decided to share with you my Hoya collection. I've acquired quite a few since last year and this year. And this is all because of this plant. So this is my Hoya Crimson Queen tricolor. So as you can see, the leaves are very thick and it has some cream, pink on the edges, and green. So I just made this trellis. So the first plant I got is this one, because there's a plant in our work. Whenever I pass the hallway, I always see that plant. I'll insert a picture on the screen, and that one started all my Hoya craziness. And as you can see, it's really gorgeous, and I just place it right where my humidifier is. But sometimes I also put this right by my kitchen window sill. And let's move on to my other Hoya's plant right here. So this one is in a booby planter, and this is called Hoya Globulosa. It's giving me two leaves right here. Those are the two fuzzy leaves. So you can see the backing of this plant is fuzzy. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but it's kind of fuzzy right there. Has a nice foliage, very thick, and it's in this cute booby planter. What's so nice about this booby planter is that it has a butt right there, and it's super cute. I got this from Etsy. So the one right here is Hoya Polyneura, or it's also called the fishtail Hoya. So it's in this cute face planter right there, and I just have it in sphagnum moss. So you can see the veining of this plant. It has some splashes as well, and for some reason this is the new growth point. You can see the veining. And then I have here my Hoya Rotundiflora. So you can see it has a very interesting shape. It looks like a mitochondrion, so it's kind of like a rectangle in shape. And then this is how it looks when it's still a baby, and this is pretty much the size of this plant when it's mature, just this big. And then this one is still growing. So yep, I accidentally made some damages right here when I was like petting my plant. I made a damage right there. So I just have this in a cute planter right here. This is a mid-century planter, and yeah, that's where I placed him. And then I have one right here. This is Tom. This is my Thomsonii. So it's another Hoya that has a fuzzy leaves. So you can see it has some splashes going on, and to be honest, I haven't seen any progress since I got this plant. So hopefully by springtime I will see some movement, but for right now that's just him. So look at the fuzziness on the back of the leaves right there. I hope you can capture it. Okay. And then I have here another cutting, and this is Teddy. This is it's also called like a Peninsularis, but it's mainly called teddy bear Hoya. So it has some damage here, and it's a very thick and a good size leaves, so it's kind of big and hard. Another cutting I have is my Hoya Sigillatis. Oh, it's Sigillatis. So I have them in Leca, and with this one I haven't seen any progress as well. And this planter, I just got this in, I think I got it in Goodwill. I bought 4 of this, and it's a pretty cute cash po for my 2-inch pot. So as you can see, I have my water there, and I just place my Hoya right there, and it fits perfectly. So now let's move on here. This is a nice Hoya Macrophylla. Actually, I have 2 of this plant, but then the other one kind of like died on me. I don't know if it's still gonna survive, but I still have the tendrils, so hopefully I can revive that plant. It has a really nice foliage, very waxy, and it has a very thick leaves. So when they start growing, when they come out like as a baby leaf, you can see that the edges are kind of like pink, but then over time it will become like a cream yellow, like this one. So yep, that's how it looks. And then let's move on to another Hoya that has a big leaves. So this planter is something I really love, and I got this from Anthropology a long time ago. This is called Hoya Sarawak Pink, because the bloom of this plant is pink. So this is the 2 original leaves, and then this is the new one. I think I got some damage right there. That's why it has some waving going on right there. So at some point when I had it, it's in a windowsill early in the morning and in the afternoon, so it has some sun stress going on. But ever since I removed it from that spot, then it turned again to a green one. I'll insert a picture when it has the sun stressing. Okay, another plant I got is this one. This is in a cute toilet mug. So it is called the Hoya Super Eskimo, and it's a very silvery foliage. The color is really silvery, and it's a very fast grower. Now it's giving me new leaf, and I think there's some peduncle going on over here. I hope it is, and I'm super happy with this plant. This is such a really nice part of my collection. Very nice foliage. If you're into a silvery foliage, go get this one. Look at the variegation right there. Some green and silver, like blotches, like speckles of green and silver. Another Hoya that has a fuzzy leaf. This is Caudata Sumatra. Oh no, this one has no fuzzy leaf. This is a very thick leaves, very hard, and it just have some green backs. And this is a new leaf. To me, it's really perfect. Look at the shape of these leaves, because the other leaves are kind of like crumply, and then you can see the edges right there. I think when it matures, it has like a furling on the edges of the leaves. So this is called Hoya Caudata Sumatra. And then it grows another tendrils right there. So hopefully I will see a new growth on this area. And then I have another Hoya here. This is a Radon planter. This is Yeti, my Wayeti. So as you can see, it's different type of leaf shape. You can see that there's like a darker shade on the edges of the leaves. So that's a very distinct quality of this plant. So I put labels. My daughter loved to help me when I made these labels. Actually, most of the time it's her who's making it. I just write down the name and then she'll make it ready for me. So that's one of our bonding time when we name our plants. And then I have another Hoya right here. This is a Hoya compacta variegata. It's a variegated Hoya Hindu rope. So always remember, whenever you have a variegated plant, you should always find a balance between the white and the green variegation, because the white variegation, it's not gonna survive without the green, because the green is the one that makes the chlorophyll for your photosynthesis. So this is kind of like a slow grower for me, I could say that. It's but I can see some growth point right there. Hopefully it will push through, and just happy with this one too. Another Hoya I have is this DD. I call this guy DD. It's the big one, Skinneriana. So it has a big leaves, and so far it hasn't done anything for the last, I would say, 3 months. But hopefully it will start growing come springtime. And then I have another plant right here that has some splashing going on. This is Hoya pubicalis Hawaiian purple. As you can see, the leaves right there is very purple in color, has some speckles going on, and over time it will transform into a green color. The color will become green as well, but as you can see, it's very purple. So let's move on to the next shelf. I still have some Hoya right here. So the next one is my Hoya Chelsea. So I love it for this heart-shaped leaf. Hoya, look at that. It gets bigger. So I'm hoping one day it will be a lush trailing Hoya Chelsea. I don't know, for some reason this one is very elongated, but I think this is the true shape of this Hoya. So it's just a green back right there, and I think this one suffered from overwatering. So I'm just trying hard to cut back on my watering schedule on this one. So hopefully she will be more lush come spring. So this planter has a stand. So this is from West Elm. I have a bigger version of this one, and I have it's in my bathroom for my Sansevieria. This is a Hoya Retusa. Very different leaf shape. So some Hoya lovers doesn't like it, but I like it. It's different because it looks funky. It's kind of like, oh, I forgot to talk about this one. So this one is kind of like similar shape with this one, but it's more defined. This is called Hoya Linearis. So I'm still propagating this one. Actually, no, this is just a leaf cutting that I got. So I'm trying to root it. I tried rooting this in water, but it didn't do well. So I end up putting back in soil, and I think it has some roots going on because it's light now. Yeah. So hopefully this one will be much longer soon. Another plant that I love is this Hoya Callistophylla because of its foliage. So that's how it looks when I got it, and so far it hasn't done anything. So before it's in soil, and since I haven't seen any progress, I decided to put her back in leca. So this is Callie and my Callistophylla. So the back is just green, but then the foliage here is really pretty. Has some splashes too. And then right here is another cute Hoya, and this is my Hoya Mathilde. My Matilda. Yep. Look at the bottomed leaves. I will show you a picture of the leaves, like a new leaf. It's super tiny and super cute. So this fall, I started seeing a lot of growth in this plant. These are 2 new leaves, and this one too. And when you have some growth points, sometimes they do that. They just get so dried up. So this is another self-watering plant that I got from Amazon. So if you want something like this for your Hoya, this is a very nice planter. And then let's move on to my other Hoya. Oops, before I forget, I have another one right here. This is Lana. This is my Hoya Lacunosa. So it's kind of like ribbed foliage right there. And one time I was just gonna water this one, and then I saw this. Oh my god, this is my first time I see a peduncle. Hopefully it will really flower for me this time. Yep. So this is in a mid-century antique planter. No, this is a vase, but I decided why not use it as a planter. So I just use it as a cash bow. Really cute mid-century vase right there. So let's move on to my other Hoyas outside. So I have some Hoyas here as well. So this is my other Hoyas. I just make a simple trellis, not so pretty, but it works. So these Hoyas are in a Radance planter collection. It's grow, plant, and bloom. So let's start off with Ellie. This is my Hoya Elliptica. Very nice foliage. You can see has some ribbed. It has a lot of abs. It's really cute. And this one is my Hoya Rebecca. Not looking good, but I've been seeing a lot of growth lately. So hopefully they keep growing on winter. So that's my Hoya Rebecca. And I have another Hoya right here that's not so, I think it's rare. It's the Acuta variegata. So as you can see, the variegation is on the edges of this plant. It has some speckling going on. And I have some damaged leaves right there, but hopefully they keep growing. So I have another tendrils right here. And I think it's gonna start putting more leaves. I have 7 hanging Hoyas in my backyard, and they're right here. So those are my Hoyas, and I'll start showing them to you. So this is my Hoya Sunrise. It has a lot of sun stressing going on right there. As you can see, it's very red and pretty. So I love this plant so much, and it's in a very cute planter. Really nice. And I have one here as well. This is my Hoya compacta. This is my Hindu rope. Some new growth right there, and it's in a heart-shaped terracotta planter. So just gorgeous. So you can see the new growth right there. So hopefully it grows even more, but this is also a slow grower for me. So this one is my Hoya Obovata. So you can see I love it for the shape of the leaves. It's very round, and I have it in a very nice planter. It's like a distressing, a lot of distressing going on this planter, and I just put like a bamboo stick so it will go upright. That's where I place it. And then right here, this is propagation of my Hoya Sunrise. Remember I was telling you before, baby leaves of Hoya Sunrise is purple, and this is exactly what I'm telling you guys. So those are the new leaves of Hoya pubicalis Hawaiian purple. It will be a purplish color, but then over time it will be green like this. So I just have it hanging over here in a very cute rainbow planter. I think I just got this from TJ Maxx. So let's move on to my hanging Hoyas right there. This is some type of Hoya pubicalis. It has some green speckling, really pretty, and the tendrils are long, and it attach itself to my succulents right there. So just have a nice macrame here, and over here is my Hoya Multiflora, and so far, look at that, I have more peduncles here, right here, right there, and I am so happy. So that's how it looks at first, but then later on it will be like this. So I can't wait for it to bloom. So right now it hasn't bloomed, but it's about to. I want to see the flowers of Multiflora, and I believe it looks like a dragon. So let's move on to this Hoya. This is my Hoya pubicalis splash. You can see the splashing on this plant is very prominent. A lot of splashing going on, and it's giving me long tendrils, and some of that are attached to my Hoya Bella right here. This is another type of Hoya. It's kind of like different. As you can see, it's like this. This is my Hoya Bella. So that one is my Hoya Curtisii. So it's a very cute spade leaves, a lot of splashing, and I can't wait for it to trail. This one is a Hoya Carnosa, just a simple Hoya Carnosa, and it's giving me peduncle right there. You can see the peduncle. One is another Hoya, and it's Hoya Carnosa. I have the variegation of this Hoya, but it died on me due to overwatering. So Hoya doesn't like to get watered so much. You need to let the soil dry before watering again. So it has a really long tendrils, and it's giving me a heart-shaped leaf. Since I've been running out of space, I make use of my grapes. How do you call this one? Branch. And this is my Hoya Burtoniae. I'm trying to sun stress it, so some of it is getting the purplish color already due to the sun stress. Yeah, so it's really nicely, it's very how do you call that? It's very velvety, super nice to touch. So this is another Hoya that has big leaves. So I got this planter, I think, from an antique store, and this is called the Hoya Elliptica. So see the splashing going on right here. These are two new leaves, because when I got it, it's only these two. So these two are new leaves. So has a speckles going on, like splashes here. And then right here, this is my Hoya Finlaysonii that has a long tendrils. Look at how long it is. But I think this one is dry already, so I'm gonna cut it from here. So she has a big leaves, and it's kind of look like Callistophylla, but if you do have it side by side, you can still see the difference. It has a very big leaves. And then I have here a Hoya Australis lisa. So it looks like a painted leaves. So it comes in pink as a baby leaf, and then it will turn into this color, like a white, dark green, and light green variegation. So this is my Australis lisa. Most of my Hoyas are in terracotta pot because it helps with moisture. So I have another specimen of my Hoya Polyneura here. This is in a very cute planter. It's like a nice planter. But this is growing also in a sphagnum moss. So let's leave it right there. You can see it. And then over here I have another Hoya, and this is called Hoya Cumingiana. can see it has a different leaves, and I use a chopsticks for the trellis for now, and hopefully this will grow even more. So I have some Hoyas here as well. So this is my Hoya Nummularioides. So it's sun stressed right now. And I have another Hoya right here, and this is called the Hoya Curtisii. Look at the leaves, very elongated. And another Hoya right here that just keeps growing. Right there I have two new growth points of this is a Hoya Heuschkeliana. Another growth point right there. Like gorgeous pot. And I think the last Hoya I have in this area is my Hoya Crimson Princess. So I haven't found the right planter for this plant, so it's still on a nursery pot. You can see the variegation is just cream and dark green. So we'll see. Hopefully it will trail even more by springtime. So I hope you guys like my Hoya collection. Actually, I don't have the numbers, but I think it's about between 40 to 50 Hoyas that I showed you guys. And that's about it. Thank you guys. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next. Bye bye.